Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first installment of Savoir, Faire, the musings of an introvert that found her voice. This is the first installment, first episode, actually, and I am so honored and happy to have Lance Mcbrayer here from the Lance Mcbrayer Lab. We're going to be speaking a little bit about entrepreneurship, well, a lot today about entrepreneurship and working for yourself and being your own boss. And I thought there was no one better than Lance to, come on and talk about this. He is a legend in his own right.
Oh, wow.
Very
Well,
extremely
thank you.
talented. Yeah, no problem. Extremely talented.
Kamika, I'm so honored to be here. Just wanted to say congratulations to you on beginning a new amazing adventure, and you're going to take this far. I mean, I have so much confidence and trust in you that you're going to make this soar. So I wish you the biggest wings in the world.
Thank you so much. All right. So I've basically known Lance my whole life. Basically, I've been in the same congregation for a long time. And my mom knew him when he was a little boy. But I will just let Lance tell you a little about yourself, a lot about yourself, where you're from. You can just take it away.
Yeah. All right. Well, I am originally from Boston.
Hmm.
I grew up in Dallas, Texas a bit from the
Hmm.
time I was like 8 until I was 16. But
Hmm.
then Boston is basically my home.
Right.
I guess when it comes to entrepreneurship,
Hmm.
I've always had that around me
Hmm.
in my family, particularly my mom.
Yeah.
She was an entrepreneur as well. So
Right.
she made a lot of things, not only for her own children, which she had 11 of,
Wow.
but she also sold things like can slips and
Hmm.
other things when her children were younger
Hmm.
to bring in and add to the family's income.
Great.
And so because she didn't work outside of the home for most of her married life,
Hmm.
but fortunately my father was able to take care of the family,
Hmm.
but she always wanted to contribute, and she always came up with great ideas, and it instilled in me that sort of desire to figure out ways that I could make money. And I remember my very first venture was when I was probably about 12,
Hmm.
12 or 13, or maybe 11 or 12.
Hmm.
And my mom bought me a hot popcorn popper.
Okay.
And so we lived in a complex in Dallas at the time,
Hmm.
an apartment complex, and I would pop the popcorn.
Hmm.
And then I figured out a way of flavoring it. So I used to sell butter popcorn too, and I would put it in little baggies because all the neighborhood kids they love the popcorn. And so I was like, you know what, I could make money off of this. So I put them in little baggies. I would have butter, but then I found out that you can also add, or maybe I just came up with this, I don't know,
Hmm.
Kool-Aid flavorings on top of the popcorn. So it would kind of make it like a sweet treat.
Hmm.
So yeah, so I would, strawberry, fruit punch,
Hmm.
lime, anything that people wanted. I would sprinkle the popcorn on, or sprinkle the Kool-Aid on the popcorn. And
Hmm.
so that was my first like musings as a an entrepreneur when
Hmm.
I was young. And then ever since then, I just always did things. When I was like 18, I started something called the Men's Hookup,
Okay.
where I sold men's clothing to my friends and family. It started off with, but then other business
Hmm.
owners or businessmen, where basically I was going to like Filene's basement, buying like stuff for really cheap and inexpensive. How if you remember how Filene's basement used to be,
Oh, yeah.
and then I would like just resell it and
Hmm.
find it. I had a form that they would fill out for all their sizes and their preferences and everything. So
Hmm.
anyway, my point is that from a young age I started being an entrepreneur, and it is continued on until this old man age.
Yeah, yeah. So, yes, of course, we both are from Boston, from Beantown.
Yep.
Um, so another question I have for you. Tell everybody what you do now.
So currently what I do, my main gig, if you will, is I still refer to myself as a serial entrepreneur, but
Mhm.
my main gig is I'm a hairstylist. So my wife and I own a hair salon in Boston on Boylston Street.
Mhm.
And so we've been salon owners for 25 years now. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so that's been pretty awesome. It does amazing.
Mhm.
And but also from that, I've ventured into having my own product line, so my own hair care product line
Mm-hmm.
called Hair Lux, Lux.
Yep.
And then also we do extensions and wigs
Mm-hmm.
as a private brand. And
Right.
we also help other hairstylists and hair salons to brand their own products as well. So not only products, but also particularly hair extensions, because we just have a mission about every stylist in our community
Mm-hmm.
should have their own brand of hair
Right.
now, especially the times that we're living in. And so we provide the help with that, of them getting started,
Mm-hmm.
wholesale pricing,
Right.
and all of that. Then also I have the Styled Man Box, which is for the guys. So my hair products and hair extensions obviously are more for female oriented.
Mm-hmm.
However, everybody can do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
But for the men, I came up with the Styled Man Box, and it's basically a men's monthly subscription box service where every month a man receives, 4 to 6 different men's fashion accessories in a box. So that could be like a tie or a pocket square or a pair of socks, and it changes up every month. And so that's been pretty cool too, and the fellas have appreciated that. And then from there, I have a men's skincare line too. So for shaving and all those sorts of things for guys. So yeah, I try to cover everyone.
Awesome. Okay, so along the lines of what's happening right now in the country, so many people are suffering. Unemployment, money is an issue for many people during this time of Corona. Um, and of course, we know a lot of people, they had hopes with these small business packages that they would quote unquote be bailed out with some of those stimuluses. Um, and of course, I work for a small tax firm right now, and we all got word this week, everyone in the country did, that that fund was exhausted. There was no more money for small business
Yeah.
owners. So of course, a lot of people were not able to take advantage of that. So what would you tell those people right now, what advice and encouragement would you give them who weren't able to take advantage of that? What would you tell them the next step should be for them?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I'm one of those people
Mhm.
who, even though
Oh,
I've applied, I
mhm.
just haven't heard anything, both from the SBA as well as, for the PPC, I think it's
Mhm.
PPL or whatever. And so that one is the one that I think has been exhausted in terms of, giving funding for employers to give to their employees.
Mhm.
However, what I do say right now is that this time that we have
Mhm.
should definitely let every individual, as well as particularly business owners,
Right.
realize that you cannot, as the old adage is, have all of your eggs in one basket. And
Mhm.
so therefore I believe that, we should have a diversified sort of way of making sure that we have more than just one stream of income. And
Right.
so for me, it's been such a blessing that I do sell online already,
Right.
in terms of my products,
Mhm.
hair extensions, the men's products, and all of that.
Mhm.
And as well as we sell like masks,
Right.
and also we sell hand sanitizer now, which are two of the most needed things right now. And so I feel really good to be able to have suppliers in which I could tap into
Mhm.
and to provide this to people, the general public, as well as, healthcare facilities,
Mhm.
senior citizens' homes, and so forth. So we're able to give them at a really great low price, be able
Great.
to provide them with some of these, personal protective equipment
Mhm.
that will, hopefully save lives. And
Right.
so definitely my point is that we should make sure that we have more than just one stream of income during this time, and then that we learn from the mistakes that we have done as business owners,
Mhm.
entrepreneurs. Oftentimes the grind is just about like, turning that dollar in order just to, to pay from week to week or month to month,
Mhm.
but also the need of, having things set aside so that
Right.
we can have like a backup plan, in case, 3 months out, 6 months out worth of uh, funds that we can tap into in order to get us through a time that could happen like this.
Right. Exactly. And what would you say to those people who would see this and say, okay, well, he's already made it. He has his multiple streams of income, so it's easy for him to say that. What are, what would you say to those people that feel like, you know what, I'm done? I'm just going to throw in the towel when this is over. I'm just going to settle into a boring 9 to 5 where I'm guaranteed unemployment if something happens, or guaranteed a salary, a 401k, a Roth IRA. What would you say to them? Would you tell them just not to pursue their dreams anymore and just go get that 9 to 5? Or what would you tell
Yeah.
them?
Well, one thing I'd like to clarify is I'm like not all set completely because, I still have, a lot of bills, rents to
Of
pay
course,
on my
yeah.
space and all those sorts of things.
Mhm,
And, there's only a limited amount of supplies that a person can generally have, including myself.
mhm,
However, one thing that I would say to those individuals that are, contemplating giving up
mhm,
is that be realistic then. If that's what you really need to do, or in some cases, some people want to do that because they've been maybe sick and tired of the grind of being an entrepreneur where, if you don't work, you don't get paid in a lot of like service oriented um, cases. However, I do say this for those that who do not want to give up, or
mhm,
those who haven't completely made up their mind, is that use this opportunity now.
mhm,
Many of us are at home, on quarantine, and not going out at all, or not being able to have an income, I should say, really. So many of us aren't having an income coming in right now. A lot of people are able to work from home, and that's a blessing for them.
right.
For those who aren't, you have a lot of time on your hands,
Mhm,
and that means that you should utilize that time in order to really figure out a new plan.
mhm,
Don't think about going back to what's called, what we would consider maybe normal, because things will never be normal again. But
right.
rather make a new normal for yourself. And that new normal means like, what else can you add to your repertoire of services or products, or what can you give of value to people again
Mhm,
now, like starting over, if you will, because this is all sort of a reboot or restart for many companies and individuals. And
mhm,
so figure out, how you're going to revamp things so that
mhm,
you can get through this,
mhm,
first of all. And
right.
then once we're on the other side of this, being able to figure out how you're going to attack it in a different, new, better way, and
Exactly.
what things you can add to that in order to maybe get yourself a few more streams of income, or at least one or two,
Mhm,
and then set yourself up just so that you know that you won't have to go through this again if indeed something like this does happen.
mhm. So case in point,
So
don't,
don't give up.
right? Don't give up.
No,
Right.
no.
No.
Just use
Oh,
this time.
yeah, great. Thank you so much, Lance, for joining us. Everyone, you can catch Lance. He's everywhere on social media, Facebook, Instagram. He has a really cool dance party, quarantine dance party.
That's right. That's right.
Things on
This
Facebook.
was my dance party outfit last night. That's why I'm
Yes,
wearing this
it's really
today. So
cool. And he's making these awesome clothes. I'm gonna get him to make me something. It's really cool. It's really good. Um,
yeah.
well, yeah, we thank you so much for sharing your expertise in this area and, taking the time out to be here with us. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure all the viewers will. And I guess that's it for this first episode. I really enjoyed it. How do you feel?
I thought it was awesome. You did a fantastic job. Great questions, and
Thank
really
you.
made me feel comfortable. And
Oh, good. Yeah, you made me feel that way too.
good,
All
good, good.
right. Well, happy Saturday. I'm going to let you go because I know you are a very busy man. And thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
Have a good day.
Peace and hair grease, folks.
Thanks. Bye.